Okay, friends, welcome back. So before we really get going with the various brain tools and practices, practicing using the brain tools and building the higher brain, as we'll describe more and more, we're going to work a few videos are going to be more on the motivational side because life is extremely busy and noisy, and our so-called lower brains are very consumed by what's happening in life, the complexity, the rapid change. And so there's a lot of anxiety and stress and fear and noise. And so it's very difficult to get going with some of these practices unless we have enough motivation, enough organization, and even better kind of relationship or accountability partner or community that can help us drive each other to higher and higher levels. So along the lines of motivation, that's the title of this little talk is Win Life, Play the Right Game. And the reality is that people are defining success in the wrong way. And I can prove this based on brain science, and I will continue to drive that home over the next couple of videos in the motivational part of this talk. And in reality, brain science proves that we are stuck in a 4 million-year-old paradigm where we are defining success as being higher up on the hierarchy, whether it's validation or being part of a tribe or accepted by a group or getting resources or opportunity. All four of these produce from external sources a rush of dopamine. And so we're very hardwired to be driven by external sources of dopamine that lead to a high, because that's the evolutionary basis for the lower brain coming about, is driving us to acquire the things that'll lead to mating success, which will then lead to our genes getting to the next generation because we died at a very young age on average for most of human history. So this is why the lower brain showed up over the last 4 million years as sort of evolutionary advantage to mating successfully, getting the genes to the next generation before we died. So this is all about our genes. It's not really about our maximum happiness, but it's been around for 4 million years, whereas the higher brain has only been around for a couple 100,000 years. So this has got more tools and it works very powerfully and very subconsciously. It's like a supercomputer. Okay, so we can prove, though, that there are much greater highs, including dopamine. You can get way more dopamine from internal sources than you can get from external sources. And there's happiness way beyond dopamine, including serotonin, norepinephrine, anandamide, gamma waves, oxytocin is a big one. And so the idea is that we're going to show you that you can win life if you play the right game. That most people can't win what I call level one of happiness, external dopamine. Only 1 in 1,000 people can win the looks game or the intelligence game or the money winning, how much money you made game, or being at the top of being the CEO game, or whatever it is. Being at the top of the hierarchy is very difficult to achieve for 99.999% of human beings. And so, because it's such a deeply ingrained paradigm and motivational paradigm, we love you, we think you're great if you're at the top of the hierarchy. Most people give up. And I think that's a mistake. I think we can completely change the definition of success based on logic and based on how higher brain you are. And so I want you to study as your action item for this video. When I show you the list of lower brain qualities versus higher brain qualities, remember you have an unlimited ability based on the science of neuroplasticity, which I'll get into. The science of neuroplasticity shows that you can shrink any part of the brain that you want and expand any part of the brain you want. But that superpower is especially important in the context of what is produced by the lower brain and what is produced by the higher brain. So what we're going to be talking about going forward is that we're going to turn all of life into a gymnasium. I'll show you that it actually doesn't matter what your job is. It doesn't matter how much money you make, except for, of course, basics, food and shelter is vital and some degree of security. So I don't mean to, again, downplay that need. But beyond those needs, I'll show you that whatever role you have in life, whatever job you have, That doesn't matter. In fact, what matters is how higher brain you are becoming, and that everybody has access to becoming higher brain dominant. Has nothing to do with talent, intelligence, looks, education. None of that matters. That's what's so equalizing about this approach to life and helping empower society. So, you know, when this video is done, or pause this video, this is your action item for today, which is really study this list and get motivated to know, knowing that you can have an unlimited ability to shut off the qualities on the left and expand the qualities on the right. Okay? All right. We'll see you in the next video where we'll continue to work on the motivational side of the equation. Thanks.